Every year, thousands of women undergo cosmetic surgery, hoping to feel more confident, more attractive, and more accepted. But most times, what begins as a beautiful transformation ends up in a tragedy. Recently, a beautiful girl, probably within her 20s or maybe in her early 30s, lost her life during a cosmetic surgery procedure. And this raises an important question which I have come to ask today. Because people really want to ask this question. But today, I want to ask this question because I'm curious. Are women changing their bodies for themselves? Or are they doing it for the expectation of others? Today, I want us to talk honestly on this topic. And I want us to make it very relatable to self confidence, self worth, and of course, the real price that a woman has to pay chasing perfection. I want us to have this conversation because so many women have gone down 6 feet dying the wrong way. Hello, beautiful people. How you guys doing? I remember your girl D for Delia, or you can call me Delia for short. So today I have come for us to have this amazing discussion on this very topic: self-confidence, beauty pressure, and of course, self-worth in women. These three key topics are what I want us to look into today. Over the years, so many women have gone through a cosmetic surgery. They're stepping into the clinic. They needed to enhance either their body, maybe they want to enhance their boobs, they want to enhance their backside, or they want to physically change their look. Some want to lift their face, some want to lift their nose. A whole lot of things has been happening in the line for women to boost up their beauty transformation. And to some people, this has actually been working out for them positively. But to a whole lot of others, these have been taking their life in the wrong direction. And that brings me today, while I'm asking this question, are women transforming their body just for themselves, or are they doing it to satisfy others? Are they being bullied into going to transform their body? Or is it that they do not just accept who they are? So I started by saying that a young lady who is within her either late 20s or early 30s lost her life having gone to do a cosmetic surgery. She went to do that and the story changed. It becomes a tragedy that she ended up losing her life. Now a family have lost a daughter in a wrong way. Yes, I would say she lost her life in a wrong way because if you do not have self confidence, people can bully you into doing what on a normal day is not what you plan for yourself. And when you look at the world that we are right now, you would know that society also contribute in people having low self-esteem about themselves. It only takes a few to care less of what society think about them. It's only but a few that will not pay attention to what you think about their look, about their accent, about the way they feel, about the way they walk. Only but a few have self confidence and care less of what you think about them. And I give kudos to those women, yes, because I do not see reason why someone can bully you to go through a pain which you know might either take your life or disfigure you. So I really want us to look into this conversation today on the pressure women go through about keeping their self-confidence, their beauty standard, and the pressure that the world has pushed or positioned to them. I also still want to say that most time the real problem here isn't really about beauty. The real issue here is about self-worth. So many women lack self-worth. So many women lack self-value. So many women have this inferiority complex that they always feel less if they are around or within some set of people. They always have this mindset that they are not good enough. They always have in the back of their mind that this person is better than me. I really want to beef up myself to be to look closer like this person or to look more like this person. Women need to really work on themselves, work on their self-worth. They really need to do. One, let's look into the pressure women face. We live in the world and in a time where beauty is constantly being defined for us in a certain way. Take, for instance, beauty in the light of an Africa as a country is a woman that is heavily endowed, that is well curvy, that probably have a height, maybe fair in complexion, or kind of attractive. They have a way they define a beautiful woman. Beauty have nothing to do with your inner mind. Beauty have nothing to do with character. Beauty in an African setting, if you ask me with what is going on, is first impression, like whatever they see at first sight is beauty for them. So a woman that is heavily endowed with a backside and of course with a curvy front is beauty for them. That is what is considered beauty. And that is why every woman who God have created in his own certain way from creation, every woman that God brings forth to this world have a way, a pattern, and a specific way that God have created them. But no, most people are not comfortable with that because of the society pressure. So now they want to go through a knife to go and enhance this body in so many ways. Funny enough, when I see most women after going through this process, they look more like a doll baby. You know, the doll baby we used to play? They don't look natural. I'm sorry to say. When I look at most women that goes through cosmetic surgery, they don't look natural. When you are heavily endowed at last, you become very big. The backside become extremely big. They don't even use their common sense to make it align with their body. So now, when they decide to go through this cosmetic surgery, one thing is for you not to have your self-worth. You are losing your self-confidence and you want to go build your body, right? But another thing is for you to have a common sense to look into what you are doing. And at least by the time you come out, enhancing those body for you to look presentable, for you to look good. You would see so many women go through this cosmetic surgery, right? When they come out of it, they will have an extra backside that is bigger than them. They will have a big backside, a big buttocks with a tiny leg. I would be like, what's going on? Who redesigned you? Didn't you have a roadmap or the architect did not do the drawing very well for you to go in and come out with this big side and a tiny leg? All they care about is the big side, the big backside, a flat stomach, and a tiny leg. Most women come out looking worse than they was before they go in for the cosmetic surgery. Even as a person, on a normal way that God creates, most times you feel heavy with what you have, even whether with your front side or with your back side, but they go to put in some extra. They will pay huge amount of money to do that and also pay huge amount of money to maintain it. And now, when they come out, I believe their market value goes up. Yes, because I don't know what you want to tell me. That is why I start by asking, are women doing this for themselves or are they doing it for others? If they are doing it for themselves, that is where self worth is the problem. That is where not having self confidence is the problem. And also, that is when not appreciating themselves as a person is the biggest problem. But of course, if they are doing it for others, that is where I would want to understand and agree that they are trying to increase their market value for some certain people because by the time they come out from that cosmetic surgery, you don't want to be from the low class coming to talk to them. No, you have to go look for your mate. At this point, they have already upgraded. Yes, they have upgraded. So they have to change their pattern, the people they talk to, and to the level they communicate with. Now, I ask myself if they are doing it for men, I still see men, classy men, men that matter. When they are about to settle down, they still go for the natural girls. They still go to the women that have what their mama gave them. They still go to the women that look very natural. They want to spend time with you as the body that you are. They want to go to clubbing with you as the baby girl that you are. They want to have the feeling of those, gigantic backside and those enhancement that you have, but you are not the one they want to take home. You are not the one they want to take back to their mothers. No, it's high time we say this. If women are 10 that have cosmetic surgery, men are only taking 2 or maximum 3. The rest are still in the market. Men always go for the natural things. They just want to have the feelings of what it looks like to have this kind of body because already you set your body to be attractive. So you only attract any kind of person. You attract men, both the good and bad ones, right? For what it is. But at the end of the day, when they want to take someone home, they go for the natural bodies. I also want to say here that the biggest problem women have is that they already have this mindset that you have to look some certain kind of way to be attractive, to be accepted in the society, to belong in some group. You have to look some certain way. And what makes this more complicated is the constant comparison that women have between themselves. They compare themselves a lot. They compare the people that come around them a lot. They compare the classes of person that talks to this person to the type of person that come around them. They do a whole lot of comparison and that put them and set them into this pressure to want to go through those process. And also social media also made it worse because social media is a place that if you are not careful, you would be easily influenced. Yes, by what you see, by the celebrities that you see, by the people you think you see as role models. That is why this younger generation of Gen Zs always want to copy what they see. Most of them want to copy what they see, and they go through pressure from the tender age. They don't even get up to the age to do some certain things. They start from the early age to start aligning in the wrong direction. For me, having been in social media for years, I have come to understand that not everything I see in social media is real. A whole lot of things are being filtered. Some are being edited. They are not the real version of what I am seeing. I have come to have that understanding. So when people compare their lives with the real image that they see on social media, they may begin to start feeling inadequate of themselves, and that will put them into serious pressure. And of course, this constant pressure can push people to always have this mindset that they would definitely want to transform themselves to feel valued in the society, just to look like what they are seeing in social media. But the truth is that beauty standards change constantly, in the sense that what people call beauty today, what society or the social world calls perfect today, may be completely different tomorrow. So your worth or your self-worth should never be tied to something that is somehow temporary. Do you know that those extra backside or those cosmetic surgery that you are having because you think you are still young, have you ever thought of how it will look when you get older? Because this will put you in a constant maintenance, constant taking care of yourself, constant going for you to retouch it, re-enhance it, do this, do that. Bills will put you in constant spending. Is that the kind of life you want for yourself? Please, women, learn to have confidence over yourself. If this is really about having low self-esteem or not having your self-worth aligned with your personality, you can work over yourself. You can work on it by, building yourself in a natural way. Yes, you really do not have to go under the knife because once you do that, you no longer look natural. And I stand by saying it. I do not see who would push me to go do what I do not want to do. No, not even the society would pressure me to do that. No. If I am being pressured as a person in the society, I should be going through all these things women are going through, right? But I would not do that. No, I would not do that. Not even for a soul. I won't do it because I am so contented with who I am. I am so contented with how God created me that I will not want to do that. So if I cannot want to do it for myself, who are you that you think I would want to go through that suffering just for you? I wouldn't do that. Because the way I am right now, if I give a makeup more than 10 minutes, then I have tried. 10 minutes is even too much. If I stay while making up more than 10 minutes, 10 minutes is too much. 10 minutes is too much to what I would give myself just to make up. I don't have time for all that. Not that I don't have time do not mean you should not have time for yourself, right? But what I'm saying is there should be a limit to what you can do, especially when they are detriment to your life. There should be a limit to how far you can go. There should be. Why I'm saying this, I really want to pass a message to women. If you are a woman listening to this message today, please come closer. Every woman listening to me today, I want to say this clearly to you. Please, your value is not defined by the shape of your body. Your value is not being determined by the social media trends. Your value is not measured by other people's approval of you. You are valuable for who you are, because of what you have, because of what you carry most times internally, because of what you can give to the society, because of what you can bring out, because of what people sees in you, not what you physically carry. Because you can have all those banging bodies, but without a sense. A whole lot of things can make you a valuable person and can build your self-confidence and your self-worth. If you are intelligent, it adds. Your strength as a person add to your value. How kind you are to others add to your value. Your character as a person or as a woman speak a whole lot about you. And all this in combination can definitely define your beauty as a woman, not just your physical look. No. Women are the reason why they always want to ask, what do women bring to the table? Because right now, it looks more like the only thing women want to bring to the table is just those plastic enhanced body. And it's high time we stop blaming parents. Yes, because most times when things like this happen, you would see the society want to blame the parents, or she was not properly raised, or maybe they let her have her way the way she wanted. That's why she was not fully confident about herself. She want to go enhance her body and all that. No, you guys should let parents be. No. Why I say let the parents be is that there is tendency that not even the mom went through cosmetic surgery. Parents most times have taken their time to train their children in the best way. But when they go through school, we all went through school, they would let school pass through them instead of them passing through school. And when they let school pass through them, that is when they will meet so many people in their life, people that will influence them, people that will teach them a whole lot of things, people that will influence them over the society, people that will make them want to look a certain way. At this point, yes, parents must have impacted more. It takes a whole lot for a child to say, you know what, I want to be in alignment and remain with what that was impacted in me rather than following the trend that I'm seeing out there. But it still take a whole lot for some children. I still want to join the moving trend by following what the society has, right? So most times you don't really have to blame the parents 100%. No, they have done their work, they have done their due diligence. Yes. Take for instance the lady that just lost her life. My biggest annoyance, my biggest annoyance is that this is a very beautiful girl, a very beautiful girl, and I end up asking myself, what else did she want? I was asking myself, what else did she want? You are already beautiful. You just want extra. You just want extra. And now you hit this fake. What is all this? No woman is ugly. God created you and you are beautiful. One man meat is another man's poison. Now, the next thing I want to say here is think before you take that risk. We are in the world when people just wake up, I want to take risks. Just take risks. It's either I make it or I don't make it, but I'm going to take a risk. Yes, most times I have also taken risks in my life, but the kind of risks I take are risks in terms of, business, investment, doing one or two things and the others. You're not going to see me take a risk with my life. No. I know we all are going to die someday. Yes, we all are going to die someday. But why fastening yours? Why? I could take a risk on investment. If it comes out, good. If you lose it, it's part of those risks. Because they say you have to take a risk to join the millionaire, right? If you are too curious about not taking a risk, hey, then you want to remain in one spot in life most times. But you have to be calculative about your risks. They have critical risks, they have residual risks. Which one do you want to fall? Do you want to be on the high rate? You also want to calculate the risks that you are taking. We have high risks, we have low risks. Which one do you want to take? As far as I'm concerned, women going through cosmetic surgery is a very critical risk where you want to judge the risk assessment. It's a very critical risk on the high rate. Very, very critical. Cosmetic surgery are very serious medical decision. And I believe that anyone going through it know that. And of course, as every other medical procedures, they come with their own risks. Their risk is very high. So, before making such decision, you need to pause, reflect, and think: Is this what I want to go through? Does it worth it? Always ask yourself this question: Is this decision that I'm about to take coming from a self-love or from insecurity? Am I fully aware of the potential risks which I'm about to take? Now, most especially, you need to ask yourself this: Am I taking this risk to meet expectation of me, or am I taking the risk to meet expectation of someone else? Your life is too more far valuable to be taken lightly. So you need to always think. You need to think before doing some certain things that you consider as taking risks. Like I said, what makes you stand out is not just your physical body. You would also attest that you have seen women who does not look classy like you think get entangled with the most valuable men. You have seen most women in the society who make things count. They don't have those enhanced bodies. I don't know why you, who is even a nobody, trying to go through all that process just to become a somebody. It does not worth it. So women, listen to me why I end this by saying confidence does not come from becoming someone else. Confidence comes from becoming comfortable with who you are already and maybe working for perfection to better yourself for who you probably want to become later. The world does not need too many people trying to look the same, trying to copy each other, trying to do something because someone else did, even when it does not fit or suit them. They just want to do that. Don't do something at the end of the day you want to live in regret. The world needs more women who would embrace their personality, embrace their uniqueness, and understand their worth. So before taking any decision that could fix your life or put you in a situation that you would never imagine, take a moment and reflect about your life, health, and well being, and the people that love you, people around you, and know if you want going through that lane. Because beauty can change, friends can change, but your life is irreplaceable. Nothing, absolutely nothing, worth you losing your life through a cosmetic surgery or through any kind of you taking risks that does not worth you losing your life. Nothing can be justified about that. Most time, people might not even feel sorry for you if you lose your life through that means. So I want to draw it here today, but of course, I believe that I must have communicated to most women that would come across this video. Please feel comfortable with who you are. Appreciate yourself. Love yourself unconditionally. Do not let anyone push you to the extreme that you want to go and start doing something that maybe you do not want to do. Don't ever compare yourself with others because that is where the challenge starts. Love yourself, value yourself, know that your beauty is surrounded to your strength, your intelligence, and your character, not just your physical look. Try to work on yourself in all ramifications, and you would see yourself excel and look more beautiful than you can ever imagine. And until I come your way next time, I remain your Getty Fatelia. Remember, let's stay safe and stay out of trouble. Love yourself, women. Love yourself. You are beautiful. You are gorgeous. Do not let anyone define you. Be the best version of yourself. I love you.